Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with episode 13 of Chart Watch, a new release roundup. This is the weekly show where I look at the UK album charts and look at a few artists, and if I can, break down the sales figures between CD and vinyl, which I know is of great interest to my viewers, readers and subscribers, and also look at some of the new releases that are coming up which may be of interest to us as music fans to go out and actually purchase ourselves. So this is episode 13, as I say, and it's week 47 in the UK album charts. So what is number one? Well, it's this guy, and this is courtesy of my youngest son, who went out and bought this straight away, and it is Dermot Kennedy, his second album, which has gone straight in at number one, and the sales for this are 25,748 overall, of which 14,661 were on CD and 4,479 were on vinyl, and 1,498 were on cassette, 1,387 digital downloads, and 3,723 sales equivalent streams. This is 28% higher than his first album in sales, which overall went platinum and sold over 302,000. But isn't it great for fans of the CD format that this sold nearly 15,000 CDs in its first week, and 4,500 vinyl as well. But again, this channel is not about saying which format is better, it's about all physical formats. So well done, Dermot, and it's a good album. I've really enjoyed playing it as well. Number two and number three is between Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen, who are staying up there in the top 10. So often on this show you see people come straight in and they go straight out, but not at the moment. The big names are sticking firm there. The other artist I wanted to talk about on album is Queen, and I've recently done a tribute to Freddie Mercury on the anniversary of his death, and also looked at the more recent track, which of course is from the album The Miracle, which has gone in at number 6, and the sales figures for that are 7,824. And also we have Nickelback are in the chart at number 8, so good for them, with 7,129 sales. And straight at number 17 is some heavy metal from the band Disturbed from Chicago, and their sales are 4,225. Also, the David Bowie documentary Moonage Daydream is at number 20 with 3,770 sales, and Neil Young, who's just turned 77, has his 68th chart entry with his 42nd studio album, and 15th with Crazy Horse, which has debuted at number 45 in the charts with 2,355 sales, which is pretty cool, is it not? Okay, the only other thing I want to touch on this, because as you know, when I do the monthly version, when I look back over the month, I'll look at the more specific charts, the heavy metal chart and the jazz chart, etc. The only thing I want to talk about here is the indie chart. This is of interest because this is primarily a lot of physical stuff here, and number one in the indie chart is Nickelback, and we've also got the Arctic Monkeys. Joan Armatrading is new at number 8 with her album Live at the Asylum Chapel. Madness are in there. Also Michael Jackson's Thriller album is back in as well, and Black Sabbath, the Mob Rules is back in the indie chart at number 23. I've recently reviewed Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell as well, so that's very good and fantastic news. So what have I got with regards to new release? Not so much this week, to be honest. And I might have mentioned this before. So it's Renaissance live at the Fillmore and Other Adventures. I think I did mention that. It's 4 CD and DVD set. The one that takes my interest this time, I don't think I mentioned this before, was Thin Lizzy and Life, or Live, depending on how you look at it. This is the one with John Sykes on guitar. It's been remastered, and I think it really needed. It was when they did the Thin Lizzy back catalogue, they left this one off. I don't know why. Maybe the band weren't that happy with it. I don't know, but it's been remastered, and that's coming out early 2023. Eric Clapton's Nothing But the Blues Super Deluxe Edition is a 1 Blu-ray disc, 2 CD and 2 LP box set. I don't know how you all feel about mixed format box sets. I've actually come round to really liking them. So I used to think, why do I want the vinyl? But now I've fallen in love with vinyl a lot recently. So I actually think it's pretty cool. So I'm quite into that. The other, I mentioned last week, Motley Crue having a studio album box set coming out. I've seen another pack shot for that, and it looks a bit like the Skid Row box set that BMG did with for the Atlantic years. So maybe they could be digipacks with the original booklets inside. That's what it looks like. I hope it is, because I quite like that affair, really. And if you haven't got all the albums, it looks pretty cool. The only other thing I want to touch on is the Swedish prog metal band Soen. Their 2 early albums, Cognitive and Tellurian, are going to come out on vinyl in the new year. I've just interviewed Cody, the lead guitarist from Soen, for the Now Spinning Magazine podcast, and we talked about this and lots of other things, and that'll be coming out very soon. And that looks really, really cool. They're one of my favourite bands at the moment, and I'll be reviewing the new live album Atlantis literally within days. It's absolutely superb, and probably going to be one of my albums of the year, undoubtedly. And the other thing to mention is the No Heavy Petting UFO triple vinyl double CD set, and I'm also going to be interviewing Darry Paranov, who's the keyboard player from that period of UFO, soon for a podcast as well. It's all going on here at Now Spinning Towers. So that's it for this week. Quite a short episode of Chart Watch, but thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all my patrons, subscribers and supporters from around the world, and especially Yogi, Clive, Chris and Andy. And remember, music is the healer. It is the doctor. It's what keeps us sane with everything that's going on in the news at the moment. So take care, keep spinning those records, and I shall see you on my next video.